Hi, I'm Eric Buer. I'm the camp director of Fire Mountain Scout Camp, and with me today,
I'm Denise Lesniak, Senior Vice President of Membership with Mount Baker Council.
So today Denise and I are going to take you on a little tour of Fire Mountain Scout Camp. Fire Mountain's a great place we have up here in the foothills of the North Cascades, and a wonderful spot for our scouts and adult volunteers to spend some time. Behind me here you can see our main gate. Our logo Fire Mountain is there on the metalwork, and if you look beyond it, you can even see the actual Fire Mountain coming out of the clouds. That's called Cultus Mountain, and we'll tell you a little bit more about it later on in the tour.
Well, hey Eric, what is your favorite spot at Fire Mountain?
Gosh, you know, Denise, that's a really hard question because there's so many of them. But if I had to pick just one, it's probably Lake Challenge. Lake Challenge is our own private lake, 37 acres. I can actually see it just off to my right here. When I can hike around Lake Challenge, I can sit on its shore and watch the sunset. I can catch a fish. I can go for a swim, take out a canoe. It's really everything I want to do is right there around the lake, and it's a great spot to hang out. Well, all right, shall we get started on the tour?
Let's get started.
All right. Hey, welcome back. We made it through the gate and all the way up to the parking lot. Now, unlike a national park or a state park where you can drive right into your campsite, at Fire Mountain we park in the lot, we put our gear on our backs, and we hike on into camp. It's not much of a hike, just enough to get your blood flowing. Whenever you're at camp, you always want to be prepared, and so we've got one of our most essential items with us today, our water bottles. Remember that when you're at Fire Mountain, you want to stay hydrated. We've got lots of places to refill a bottle, but if you don't have it in the first place, you're going to have a harder time getting a drink.
So Eric, we just got here with our unit and we're ready to go camping. What is the first thing we need to do?
Well, if I'm here on a weekend, there's always a camp host up here. And that camp host is going to check you in, tell you where you're going to go, whether there's any special rules for the weekend. And so that's where we want to go next, is we want to check in with the camp host. And that's just at the end of this trail. So we're going to head on up there and we'll show you what that's like. Go. Hey, well, here we are at the end of the Welcome Trail, and we've come across some buildings. First down this way, we've got a whole bunch of cabins, and then the Baden-Powell Lodge, and then right here behind us, Knoll Lodge. Now during the summer, this is where our camp staff members stay. Those staff members who put on things like Scouts BSA Summer Camp and Cub Scout Overnight Resident Camp. And during the rest of the year, Knoll Lodge is where you're going to check in with your camp host. So if your unit or your family are coming up here for a weekend, you check in, you check out. If you have any questions or problems, this is where you find the camp host.
I heard we built some new staff cabins. Can you tell us about the features, the special features of those?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a whole bunch of new buildings for our summer camp. Over the last 2 years for our camp staff, we've put together 12 cabins, which are so much nicer than what I stayed in when I was a teenager up here. And we've also got a new core building for our staff, which includes a lounge and a training center, a laundry facility, and a shower house. It's really a pretty cushy way to be a staff member, and makes the whole summer just a little bit nicer.
So if I were interested, or if I had younger scouts that were interested in being part of your camp staff, what would they need to do? Or tell us about the camp staff.
Yeah, so you can start being a staff member when you turn 14 or 15 as an SIT, or a staff in training. As an SIT, you come up to camp for a few weeks. You get some the same kind of training that our regular staff goes through. You get room and board, and you get to spend time going around program areas and learning what the full staff do all summer. And then after that, you can come up and spend a whole summer here. Depending on the year, that might be 6, 7, 8 weeks away from home, just going home on the weekends. During the week, you can do anything from teaching a merit badge class to being a lifeguard, helping people ride the zip line and go on hikes, do all sorts of stuff. We take cooks, we have custodians, just about any job you can think of. It's a great way to experience Fire Mountain.
Sounds really cool.
Absolutely it is. All right, let's head on to the next step on our tour.
Action.
Well, here we are in the center of camp.
Wow, it's been a while since I've been up to Fire Mountain. It looks really different.
Yeah, I bet it does, doesn't it?
does.
You know, over the last year or so, we've had quite a few projects going on here in the center of camp, and because things slowed down a little bit, some of them are still going on. You can see behind me our parade field, which has been cut down by about 3.5 feet, and we've got part of the foundation for a new shelter. We've got kind of a bunch of rocks that we found in the dirt as we were digging around, and over here we've got our new Turner Family General Store.
Can you show me inside? Or?
I'd be happy to, yeah. Yeah, so our old trading post, right, is a much smaller building. It's been around. It's one of the oldest structures in camp. And definitely was showing its age. So we're so excited for this new facility. We're getting painting and electrical done, and we're just about there. We expect by the end of the year we'll be ready to move in.
Wow. This is beautiful.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great? We've still got some painting to do, but we've got a nice wall here, this back countertop. I hear tell we're going to have an espresso machine here for the adults who spend their time at camp.
It's a good way to start your morning.
That's right. This, this view through the window out to the lake here is one of my new favorite views of the lake as well. So I think it's pretty great. We've got a huge storeroom back here. You can see this inset where we're going to have our new refrigerators. We're going to have a slushy machine here at camp.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the back room is basically done, except for some touch-up. We've got shelves in. We've got no lights yet, so it's a little dark. But we've got a great workspace for our staff to set things up and hang stuff while they're staging it for the outside. Yeah, we're pretty excited about where this is going and how close it's getting. You know that one of our key volunteers is Scott Sukon. He does most of our painting up here, so he finds every free minute he can to come up and do a little more. They've got the outside working on. He sealed the ceiling. He's getting ready to start spackling and getting the walls painted. And it'll come together faster than you can believe.
I see this set of double doors leads right out there to our climbing tower.
That's right. You can come in one way and go out the other. You see the climbing tower through there. We're expecting to have a little bit of a seating area out this way as well. So when you come out the door, there'll be some picnic tables and a spot to sit and enjoy your soda or your slushie or your espresso.
Morning espresso.
That's
Yep.
right.
This is a view of the lake. That
View of the
will just
lake.
be amazing.
And the trading post will be fully Wi-Fi enabled, so you can check your news updates and your email inbox even while you're sipping your Fire Mountain latte.
So where right now, if I wanted to get some really cool Fire Mountain gear, where could I obtain some of that now to add to my collection before the store opens?
Well, before the store opens, we've actually got an online trading post, and if you visit the Mount Baker Council webpage, you can get a link and see what we've got available and get some really great Fire Mountain swag right now, including water bottles, hats, t-shirts, lapel pins, gosh, all sorts of stuff. Stickers galore. All right, we're gonna head this way. Oh yeah, we've been seeing the great view of the lake as we've walked around, but we can see that because that's the head of our campfire bowl where we've got our stage and benches. We can fit, close to 400 people in there pretty comfortably and put on a great show for them. Skits and songs and all sorts of noise being made.
Campfire programs are my favorite.
Yeah.
The skits, the run-ons, the songs, just everybody coming together. And with a view like that, you can't go wrong.
You know, whenever I talk to people who aren't in scouting and I talk about campfires, they're envisioning just like pieces of wood on fire.
Right.
They don't think of something like this, which is its own stage show. So it's definitely a key part of the program we do during the summer and something we're pretty proud to be able to present. You can tell that it's fall because no one's here mowing the grass. That's all growing up. But it still gives us a pretty good view. And you can even see one of our campsites there across the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Chief Joseph.
And what's this big facility over here?
Oh, and here we have the dining hall. That's right. This is where we feed, during the summer, we feed 350 people 3 meals a day for weeks at a time. Got a full-size industrial kitchen in there. Nice lounge on the back end for our adult leaders.
And looks like you got some new construction going on here too.
That's right. This is the bed of what will become the new Janicki shelter here at camp. We're stalled out on this project at the moment, but we expect to have it completed and ready for use for our scouts next summer. You know, this is replacing the old Skagit shelter, which was the heart of so many activities that happened up here, from our chili cook-offs and barbecue chicken dinners to merit badge classes being taught to gathering spaces on rainy days during the summer or year-round. So it's really a multi-use facility that we're excited to have restored and replaced.
And closer to the lake for that awesome view.
That's right. We'll might even be able to have some extra seating during a campfire. All right. Well, shall we head on to our next stop?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, before we get into the dining hall, I promised to tell you a little bit more about Cultus Mountain, which you can see behind me. Back in the 50s, Cultus Mountain was struck by lightning several years in a row, which created forest fires, which had to be fought by all of the local volunteer fire departments. And they staged themselves right here at the property that would become Fire Mountain. The firefighters came up here so often that they'd groan, telling each other, gotta head back up to Fire Mountain. And so the name was born. One of those volunteer firefighters was later a volunteer scout in the area, or a volunteer scouter. And when we were looking for a new name, he gave it to us, and that's what's led to what we have today. So that's the story of Fire Mountain.
Action.
Well, here we are in the dining hall. This is truly the center of camp during the summer season. We'll fill this place up with 350 people. They'll be eating, singing songs, chatting. It's quite an experience. And because every scout is guaranteed to be here at least 3 times a day for meals, it's one of the spots that scouts spend a really large chunk of their time during the summer. Behind me, you can see this great mural showing some of the amazing and incredible adventures that we engage in here at Fire Mountain. And below that, you can see basically all of the contents of our kitchen, which are all out here and laid out for our inventory process, but now that we're in the fall, so that everything can be cleaned and put away safely and dryly, waiting for the next year. We've got some great things around here in the dining hall. Probably one of the best is in front of us here. We've got the fireplace and one of our most important traditions, the Fire Mountain Camp Song.
And then being in Washington State, where it's very rainy and damp, this fireplace is exactly what you need when you're cold and wet.
That's right.
Come by there, hang out around for a while with some of your scouts, your leaders, warm up, catch up on what's happening for the day. It is an awesome fireplace.
That's right. In a regular year, we'll have dozens of programs up here, bringing people in from all over the place for training and camping and having a good time. And being able to come in and dry off on a rainy day is really important.
So I have to ask, I've eaten in this dining hall many times.
Mm-hmm.
The food's great. What is your favorite meal that you've had?
Oh my gosh, my favorite meal? You know, I grew up as a staff member here at Fire Mountain, and for more than 20 years that I've been coming here, the Friday night chicken barbecue is probably the meal to have. Although, I won't say no to the Saturday morning cinnamon rolls either.
Oh yes,
The whole end of the week is just one culinary delight after another.
It is worth the drive to come out Friday night for the barbecue. But having completed wood badge here, my favorite was the baked Alaska that one of the cooks provided for us. It was so delicious. It hit the spot definitely during training.
Oh man, I'm getting hungry. Let's see if we can find some food in the kitchen.
All right,
we'll pick you up later on the tour. Well, just across the courtyard from the dining hall is our shower house. It's important after you've had a good meal that you've got a spot to wash your hands. During a week of camp, we want all of our scouts to wash up, so we've got plenty of single stall showers here that are a great spot to stay clean and healthy during your stay at camp. Well, Denise, here we are at our next stop on the tour. This is the swim beach, or just the beach at Fire Mountain Scout Camp. Let's walk along and take a look. You know, there's been some sort of beach here at camp since the camp was built in 1972. But the most recent version was completed in 2014, 2015, and is really something special. I'll tell you, I've been to a lot of camps in the Northwest, and I haven't seen one that's better than ours.
So wait a minute, Eric. Am I really looking at palm trees there? We didn't fly off to Hawaii really quickly?
That's right. We've got a nice sand beach with our very own palm trees. These are a special variety that grow in Japan, which is about the same latitude as here, so they can survive our winters. Right. And they've been in here for 4 or 5 years growing now, and they're starting to get pretty tall. They started out pretty short, but they're going to keep on growing.
Nice.
We've got changing rooms and cubbies for your gear here, and here we have our entrance to the beach. Right. Oh, look, there goes a bald eagle flying over the lake. You know, Lake Challenge, we stock fish here every year, and in 2020 we haven't had a lot of scouts to go fishing. So the eagles and the osprey that live around the lake are really getting well fed.
So what can you tell me about the lake? Like how is this divided up here? What's the depth in areas?
Yeah. So when you go swimming at Fire Mountain in the summer, we have 3 ability groups, and those ability groups are learner, beginner, and swimmer. About half of this inner area here, it'll get cut in half, and about half of it goes down to just 3 feet, and that's our learners area. The second half goes from 3 feet out to the last dock there, which is just under 6 feet deep, and that's our beginners area. And then beyond that, we'll rope off everything out to including our rope swing over there, and that goes out to 10 feet deep.
Can we go take a look?
Let's take a closer look, yeah.
So what kind of fish will we find in Lake Challenge?
Well, we put rainbow trout in this lake, and there's a whole lot of them. And right now, you can, if you take some time, you occasionally see one swimming through even in the swimming area. They don't follow the ability groups, though.
No. This looks like a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. You know, this was put together and paid for by our Order the Arrow group, and that's what that octopus logo is out there. That's their icon. And yeah, during the summer you can swim out there. We've got a guard there who takes care of you. Climb up on top and swing out over into the lake. It's a heck of a lot of fun and something to see.
So peaceful and beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I can picture all the scouts here just having the time of their life during the summertime.
You know, one activity that we've done out here for a long time is a belly flop competition just by the Scoutmasters. And you'd see all sorts of scouts up here on the shore watching their Scoutmasters hike out here and belly flop into the lake. It's it's something to watch, let me tell you.
Now, do you guys also do a polar bear plunge in this area, or do you have a special area for that?
Nope, this is where we do the polar bear swim as well. And whether you're a learner, a beginner, or a swimmer, there's a spot for you to hop in. You know, you get down here about 6:30 in the morning, you can see mist rising off the water. That's because it's so cold, I think. And you dive in, sing the Fire Mountain song with your, you know, with all your lungs, and then head back in for hopefully a warm shower and a hot breakfast. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'd really like to do the polar bear swim up here in January, but I haven't found a buddy yet to go with me, and you know, we always need buddies in Scouts.
Right. Good luck with that, finding a buddy.
That's right. You know, while we're here at the lake, we can look all the way to the south end. We can see our marina, we can see fishing docks, we can see the island out there where the zip line ends. That's right. It's a pretty great spot to see just about everything that goes on in camp. All right, well, here we are on the next step of our tour. This is one of our campsites called War Eagle. And we're going to show you some of the pretty nifty things that we've got going on in a campsite. To my right here, we've got a big old patrol shelter. So this is a nice spot with our picnic table here.
Wait.
Can...
That is a serious picnic table.
Well, that is a serious picnic table. In fact, this design of picnic table was designed for the Alaska State Park System. And it's supposed to survive hungry bears waking up in the spring looking for food particles. Here at camp, we call these our bear-proof tables, but we also have learned that they are scout-resistant. Because while it can withstand a bear attack, it can't withstand a scout attack. But they're pretty hefty and sturdy and nice to sit at. Plenty of space for cooking a meal or checking a map or playing a game of Uno or Dungeons and Dragons at night. It's a pretty good spot for our scouts to stay. You'll notice that this picnic table and shelter are connected to 3 stents behind us here.
And the term stent, I'm not quite familiar with that. Can you explain it to me a little bit?
Yeah, so this is what we call a stent. It's a short version of a steel-roofed tent. So about 20 years ago, we started replacing the old green canvas scout tents with these structures. So now, when you go inside, we've got a nice wooden walls and a metal roof. We've got 4 bunks, a window for some light. So we've also got a little bench in there, which can be, again, a table. It can be a bench. It can be a ladder. It can be all sorts of things for our scouts to use when they stay in a tent.
These are way better than canvas tents.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, we're pretty happy with our stents. We've got at least a couple on every site, and about half of our campsites are all stents, and that's what we see here. You know, from here you can see some of the other things that we've got. We've got two or three more patrol sites here in War Eagle. So War Eagle will fit 48 scouts and adult leaders all coming up for a week. So a pretty big troop can stay here. We've got a couple of tent pads there. So if you really want to post your tent, you've got a spot there. We've got a wood, an axe yard there for chopping wood and splitting wood, a fire bowl for folks to gather around in the evenings. Over here we've got a wash stand and an outhouse and a bulletin board and all sorts of stuff that's standard in every single campsite.
It looks like they have their own flagpole too for their own ceremonies.
That's right. When a troop stays here for the week, typically they'll do a flag ceremony on their own in the morning. Then they'll come on up for the main flag ceremony for the camp as well. War Eagle is a site we've had here for a long time, and a lot of our troops feel a pretty good connection here. So we're pretty proud of it. It's a great place to be. All right, well, hey there, and here we are at the next stop on our tour. We're here at the rifle range at Fire Mountain, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do with shooting sports as a Boy Scout. When you first joined the program in elementary school as a Cub Scout, you can use BB guns as well as some short-range archery shooting. When you turn 11 and move into a Scouts BSA troop, you get to do .22 rifle shooting as well as shotgun shooting. And then once you're 14, you can participate in some pretty nifty programs like cowboy action shooting or pistol marksmanship as a venture scout.
So tell me more about this cowboy action shooting.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
Interested or intrigued on that topic.
Yeah, I bet. You know, cowboy action is a heck of a lot of fun. So we've got a special range down here with stations that's set up like an old Wild West storefront. And you get three stations. You get to shoot a Henry repeating rifle, a 6-shooter pistol, and then a double action shotgun. And you get to do some marksmanship there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty cool.
a pretty nifty facility that we've got in here.
I bet this is one of the popular sites with the Scouts BSA troop.
Oh, it surely is. You know, during the summer, our scouts who are up here get to do the rifle shooting merit badge or the shotgun shooting merit badge, and that brings them out here to learn everything from how to clean a rifle, how to safely handle it. They learn about the principles of goal setting and shooting, fundamentals of the sport of rifle or shotgun. And then they get to build up their targeting and their shooting ability. Now you can see we've been doing some work out here as well. We had a tree come down on this building over the winter, and we're working on getting that repaired. Let's see, and here's our shotgun range. So this is skeet shooting, right? So we've got these throwers that launch play targets down, and you've got to hit them out of the air with your shotgun.
Now, do we have any scouts that have any records for distance shooting or any other type of marksmanship type records that the camp has?
You know, during the summer, when we're at the rifle range, we have the dime club. And so the goal then is to get all of your shots within a space that can be covered by a dime.
It's tiny.
That's right, it is pretty tiny. We've got a special patch that you can get in the trading post if you're in your dime club.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then for shotgun shooting, you know, trying to get all of the targets in your round is a pretty good feeling all on its own too.
Well, these look like really big stents.
Oh, that was a pretty fake laugh. But you're right, these are really big stents. In fact, these aren't stents. This is what we call an Adirondack. Our stents are pretty small. They sleep 4 scouts pretty comfortably. These things are much larger. Here you're camping in style, and 8 scouts can fit in here. The front of it is the old picnic shelter. It's got the bare table. But here we can see a lot of room for people. It gets dark in here at night, but we've got a nice window in the back, and with some flashlights or other light sources. It's a nice and cozy spot in here. That's right. We're here in Nooksack campsite, and I mentioned about half of our campsites have stents. The other half have these Adirondacks. So there's plenty of these to go around. And this has, aside from the type of shelter, it has all the same features. So we've got an axe yard, we've got our campfire bowl, we've got our wash stand and outhouse over there, not to mention a bulletin board. I know I keep talking about bulletin boards. They're actually a pretty important little piece of the camp. We post information there. Scouts will put up duty rosters for who's doing chores and stuff during the week. It's also where we store tools like rakes and shovels that scouts can use while they're at camp.
The fire rings are so cool. Set up so everybody can just gather around them.
You know, we built them to meet fire department regulations. So even when there's a burn ban in camp, we can still have safe fires here. You know, if the danger gets too high, we have to stop. But even into a stage 2 burn ban, we can still have campfires and roast s'mores or cook a trout over the fire.
Trout from Lake Challenge?
That's right. That's right. I don't think I've seen any scouts bring in their own trouts from outside of camp. I guess they could do that. We do have at least one troop that likes to go shrimping and crabbing before they come up here, so they bring their own seafood feast.
You'll have to tell me when they're up here so I can check it out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. You know, Nooksack is a pretty great campsite. It's also one of our newer campsites, just kind of carved out of the wood here. But it's a heck of a place to be. All right, well, here we are on one of the most exciting spots on the tour. I'm so excited to share this with you. Just behind me and off to the left a bit is one of the oldest Douglas fir trees here at camp.
Trees? There's trees all around. We want to know about that.
Oh, you mean the really cool, like vertical
really
playground
cool
up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
So
me more.
that's what we call our high cope course and our zip line tower.
Zip line?
So in scouting, that's right. In scouting, cope means a challenging outdoor personal experience. So this is a chance for you to strap in to a harness and go up 30, 40 feet in the air and do things like walk around on monkey bars and crazy logs and stuff. We've got this thing called the flying squirrel where you run one way and everyone else pulls on a rope and you go flying into the air. Oh my gosh. And then to cap it off, we have the longest dual zip line in Washington State up there.
And how tall is that tower that you're ziplining from?
Well, that tower there is 65 feet in the air, and you climb up about 10 stairwells to get up there. Wow. And then you strap in and you go down 1/5 of a mile all the way out to Bjorn's Island out there in the middle of the lake. That's right.
That's an experience.
And when you're here on Friday night, you get to do it in the dark with glow sticks all strapped around you and go sliding out over the lake.
So cool.
It's pretty darn cool.
So cool.
Now, as you're doing that, you're also swinging down over the Sea Dog Marina.
Sea Dog have a historical fact with its name.
Well, the Sea Dog Marine is a local business that really believe in scouting. Their owners were scouts themselves, and they've been very generous in helping us to make Fire Mountain all that it is today. So here at the marina, we have sailboats, we have canoes, we have rowboats, we have paddle boards, we have kayaks. We've got these big inflatable rafts. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Everything, huh?
A little bit of everything, that's
And
right.
I bet you can do a lot of merit badge work here.
That's right. Just about every one of those kinds of boats has a badge that's associated with it, and we get scouts doing all sorts of stuff in here. I'll tell you, one of the things I love is sitting up in the that admin building and looking at the lake when they're doing their canoe swaps, right? Because you have to know how to get out of the water if your canoe turns
Right.
over. So watching two scouts paddling along and just flop over on purpose is a lot of fun.
I bet it is. Let's go check it out around here. So you're saying our zip line tower goes all the way across here to that island over there?
That's right. That from 65 feet up on top of that hill, you can see the lines coming all the way across here, all the way out to the landing spot there at the island.
That is a cool feature of camp.
It's pretty darn cool, I'll tell you. Getting to go down that each summer is definitely a highlight for me.
And then at nighttime with glow sticks?
Nighttime with glow sticks, right?
so
The night
cool.
zip. Oh my gosh, it's so great.
I bet there's a patch for that.
Oh, there's two patches for that.
Two?
Yeah, one if you do it in the day and one if you do it at night.
Perfect.
That's right. Oh, I think I see another eagle
Yeah.
flying down along the lake there too. Like I said, there's so much fish in this lake right now. They're really going for it. Oh, that's a juvenile too. It's still all molted. You know, I called that Bjorn's Island earlier. Did you hear that?
I did not, but tell me more about it.
Well, so Lake Challenge is actually an artificial lake.
Really?
They dug it out to make it a scout camp. And one of the previous owners loved the camp so much and loved the idea of the lake. He really helped us in building it. This was a guy named Bjorn Svensson. And legend tells us that he decided that every lake needed an island, and so he took his bulldozer out there and just built up a hill so that when they filled the lake, we'd have an island.
What's a camp without a legend?
What's a camp without a legend indeed? Bjorn Svensson, there you go.
I'll have to remember that for our next Trivial Pursuit contest.
Action.
Hey, well here's our next step on the tour. And let me tell you, Fire Mountain is definitely a land of adventure. And what says adventure more than a fort?
Should we go
Fort-
check it out?
We absolutely should, yeah.
You know, Fort Boyne has been a fixture up here at camp for nearly 30 years. And it's been it's a favorite of just about everyone. When I was an 11-year-old scout here, I did the Pathfinders program, which is our first-year scout program for new Boy Scouts. And I remember building catapults and launching water balloons at the staff as they stood inside and sang songs.
At the staff?
That's right. That's right. We didn't hit many of them. Those catapults weren't very accurate. These days, this is the host of our nature program during the summer. And we do things like environmental science, geology, space exploration, robotics, all sorts of fun things. We've got a couple of classrooms in here, and we've got plenty of space upstairs as well.
Well, let's go and see what's up there.
Absolutely.
I see a very cool flagpole mounted up there.
Yeah, that flagpole is great. Just like in a campsite, we can do our own flag ceremonies here.
This would be a great place to hang out for a day on a rainy wet day. With a lot of
Yeah.
activities done.
Yeah, we've got plenty of shelter here on a rainy day. That's true. In fact, you can even be here for a whole weekend.
So would this be available for Cub Scouts?
That's right. That's right. We have a number of Cub Scout packs that come up here on a weekend. They've got bathrooms inside, which Mom loves
Yeah.
and Dad loves too. They've got they can pitch tents either right up here on the deck or out in the field. There's the swamp over there to go poke around in. Maybe they get to see the beaver and have all sorts of adventures. That's right. It's a heck of a place to be and a pretty adventurous spot at that.
This would make a great spot for a Court of Honor.
Ooh, a court of honor or a pack, even a monthly pack meeting and award ceremony. That's right. Being up here, you do your flags. You've got lights up here. You could lay things out. Absolutely, this is a great spot for all sorts of special events.
And again, another great view of Lake Challenge over there.
Another great view of that favorite part of camp there for me, Lake Challenge. That's right. That's right.
Hi, my name is Sven Gilkey, District Director for the North Cascades District, and for this virtual tour of Fire Mountain Scout Camp, I have been the cameraman and director behind the scenes, but to wrap this up, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Denise Lesniak, our Senior Vice President of Membership, and to my good friend Eric Buer, our Council Program Director and the Camp Director here at Fire Mountain Scout Camp. Fire Mountain is a wonderful place, and I have been privileged to call it my home for many years now. And I look forward to sharing that place with all of you and seeing you around the campfire. Until then, Scouts, be prepared and stay safe.